Welcome, Explorer. Back so soon? Just kidding. We know you aren't going anywhere. You made your way into the Backrooms not too long ago, and that's a one-way trip, dear friends. One way or another, you're going to die in here. The big question is which level you'll meet your end on. But you've at least made it to level 2. Nobody can take that away from you. Well, actually, I can think of a few entities that can, but we'll discuss that later. You're on level 2 now. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Because we're sorry to inform you of this, but level 1 was easy mode. It's only going to get nastier and nastier from here. So far, the best thing you can say about this place is that at least it's a little more straightforward than level 1. Whereas the former was a mix of rooms, halls, corridors, and closets, level 2 is a pure network of extra-dimensional underground tunnels. They stretch on with seemingly no end in front of and behind you, connected to other tunnels stretching off in different directions, forming an endless latticework of overheated passages that you couldn't even hope to explore. But you don't intend to spend a lifetime here. Regardless of how long or short that lifetime ends up being. You start walking. You can't exactly see or remember how you got into here. Did the entrance disappear behind you, or did you just completely no-clip through the wall? Who knows? All you know is that you need to keep moving. You walk down the tunnel, holding and taking sips from the almond water as you go. It's so impossibly hot in here, like you're walking through a literal sauna. You need to dodge the occasional puff of boiling steam busting out of cracks in the pipes, knowing it'll probably boil your skin off if you get caught in it. You keep walking, remaining vigilant. When you hear strange scraping noises in the distance, you decide to make yourself scarce behind a small collection of jutting pipes. You're frankly sick of running at this point, so you're just going to put all those hours of Outlast playtime to good use, and hide instead this time. If it doesn't work, at least you won't survive to regret it for long. Something approaches, lumbering down the tunnel, dragging its huge claws along the metal pipes, screeching and spewing sparks. It's a huge gray creature with massive gnarled claws. The creature is known as a scratcher. It doesn't have any eyes, thankfully. It just listens extremely closely when it's hunting, waiting for even the slightest sound. It's hungry. It wants to feed. If you can stay quiet though, you might have a chance to survive this one. You hold your breath, trying to remain calm. One stray noise means death. It's getting closer, probing around the pipes with its claws, its lips curled back to reveal gums and fangs. Is this going to be your last moment? Then, somewhere deep in the distance, a pipe clanks. The scratcher hears the distant clank and gives chase, galloping on all fours down the pipe-filled tunnel at freakish speeds. You're safe again, for now. While you're hiding behind the pipes, you decide to unwrap an energy bar and quietly snack on it. Near-death experiences can work up a hell of an appetite. When you're confident that the scratcher is gone, you decide to crawl out of your pipe-filled hiding place and continue walking deeper into level 2, wiping the sweat from your brow with the back of your hand. The heat is unbearable, but at least the hiding places make running less of an issue here. And so far, the only monster you've discovered is blind. You've always been good at staying quiet, so maybe here you're going to have a slightly easier ride. Aside from the fact that warmed up almond water tastes revolting, you keep walking. Story of your life, right? But here somehow you feel a little more confident. You dare crack an ever so slight smile. Maybe you're starting to adjust to this whole Backrooms situation. As if just thinking that was enough to constitute a challenge, the lights above begin to flicker. You freeze in place as the section of the tunnel goes completely dark. Could it be another scratcher? Maybe you just need to stay still. But it isn't a scratcher. A pair of glowing eyes and a set of glowing teeth suddenly illuminate in the dark. You recognize it from your dream. It starts getting closer. Well, not having the proper nomenclature is really the last of your worries right now. The monster standing before you is a mysterious entity known as a Smiler. Their neon grins pervade many of the Backrooms levels, hunting for easy prey. While they live in the dark, they're attracted to any and all sources of light. Lucky for you, you don't have your flashlight on you right now. But unlucky for you, you don't know all of this. Because if you did, you know that turning on one of your light sources and throwing it in the opposite direction is the best possible way to survive an encounter with a smiler. How very silly of you. But hey, we can't entirely roast you for your behavior here. Staying frozen in place and maintaining eye contact really is one of the best things you can do in this situation, even as the grinning nightmare draws even closer. If you started to panic or turn to run, then the smiler would take that as an invitation, leap on your back, and morph all over you. Nobody knows how exactly a smiler kills its victims, but we can assume it doesn't just use all those long, sharp, glowing teeth for grinning. That being said, seeing as you're in a very narrow corridor right now, your options for escape are extremely limited. You're currently speedrunning all stages of grief until you reach a kind of placid, guess I'll die, acceptance. There are worse ways to go than getting chomped by a smiler's glowing jaws, surely. That's when a ball of light sails over your shoulder from behind. It seems like an abnormally bright industrial glow stick, sailing in a smooth arc, bouncing off the distant ground and tumbling into the darkness. Lucky for you, it's enough to distract the smiler, who immediately pivots and follows it into the darkness. Somebody just saved your life. "Come with me if you want to live," calls a rugged, manly voice behind you. You turn and see him there, flanked by a pair of subordinates, both wielding planks of wood with rusty nails sticking out of them. He's a tall, broad-shouldered man, his lantern jaw peppered with light stubble. His biceps ripple out of his sleeves, his eyes a piercing blue. His hair is pulled back and tied into a manly ponytail. This is the man who saved your life, your jacked angel. His name is Austin, and you don't hesitate for a second to run down the corridor with him and his men. He's the kind of guy you'd be happy to follow anywhere. He and his men lead you into a nearby utility room, where he's hidden a variety of supplies. Almond water and energy bars are plentiful, along with a wide variety of weapons. He tells you he's impressed that you managed to survive all the way to level 2 with so little firepower. As it turns out, level 2 is one of the only levels in all the backrooms that can be accessed directly from the normal world. You shudder at the thought. Going from level 0 and level 1 was bad enough. The idea of unexpectedly clipping from reality straight into this pipe-ridden nightmarescape feels like it'd be a one-way street to certain doom. Austin hands you a revolver, its cylinder full, as well as 5 additional bullets. He tells you that this might save your life someday, but if you're not careful with it, it could also be the catalyst for your demise. After all, guns are loud, and when monsters down here catch wind of a couple of reports, they'll come running like it's a personal dinner bell. You nod, taking it all in. Austin also tells you that what you're seeing here is a small detachment of his level 2 settlement. In total, there are about 30 people down here that organize themselves into small 3-man scouting groups, going on daily reconnaissance missions in shifts to gain a better understanding of the mysterious area around them. Knowledge, after all, is power. It's the best way they can come to master the place they're trapped in. The next step will be finding your way to their main level 2 encampment, where the rest of the group is located. You can meet them and start your new role as a member of the team. While you initially wanted to go to the backrooms to see it all, to explore, to get some excitement after the horrors you've faced, part of you just wants to settle down on level 2 for a while and earn your stripes. You can build alliances and train yourself with the different weapons available to you. So when, perhaps in weeks or even months' time, you actually make your way to level 3, you can feel ready for the challenge. But the second you, Austin, and the 2 others step out from the utility room when you've been planning, restocking, and arming up, you're surprised by a sudden, confusing attack from a new enemy you've never encountered before. They roll towards your group down the narrow, pipe-filled corridor like tumbleweeds made of human flesh. A chaos of wheeling limbs with deranged, frantic energy moving impossibly fast for creatures that have such a chaotic construction. These entities are known as the CLUMPS. The person to the left of Austin runs forward, preparing to strike at them with his nail board, even when Austin yells for him to fall back. He's quickly swarmed by the oncoming tide of clumps, which beat and clawed him with their chaotic configuration of aggressive limbs. Austin yells for the rest of you to run and scatter as quickly as possible, or you're screwed. You heed his words, considering he's already saved your life with his expertise once today. Each one of you disappear down different corridors. The clump horde breaks up into smaller groups, chasing each one of you down. You lose sight of Austin and the other survivor, but now isn't the time to worry about that. You just keep running, hoping you'll find somewhere to hide from these disgusting new monsters. The pipes seem to heat up, going hostile, hissing more caustic steam. They hold no refuge for you now. You can only run, oh that old chestnut, as the clumps get closer and closer. But wait, what's that in the distance? Is that another door? To a new hallway? To a utility room? It doesn't matter, as long as it puts another barrier between you and them. You speed up, making a mad dash for what could be your only salvation. You just hope to the god of the backrooms, if there is one, that the door is unlocked. At the last possible second, with the clumps hot on your heels, you reach the door and throw it open, slipping inside. You slam it behind you and lean against it, breathing hard, waiting for the boom, but it never comes. Congratulations, you escaped, but you're not on level 2 anymore. Out of the frying pan and into the very jaws of hell. Welcome to level 3, Explorer. Want to stay tuned for the next exciting exploration into the backrooms as we delve deeper and deeper into this liminal abyss? Be sure to subscribe to the Backrooms Explained and turn on notifications so you never miss another expedition. Now go check out our other videos on the Backrooms Level 0 and the Backrooms Level 1 for more information on surviving this uniquely terrifying place.